Hi everyone, it's the EnglishSimmer here and welcome to Let's Play the Novelist Part 8. I'm fairly sure it's Part 8. But in the last part we decided to go with Dan's decision, so we took the family camping for a night because we couldn't really stay away from our book any longer than one night. But the night off did seem to help and the family were quite happy that we did it. However, Linda wasn't too happy, so she still went on a hike to get her mind off things. And Tommy, we decided to take him to the science museum at a later date and pay for him and stuff like that, so he was happy enough. He got our compromise. So if Linda has a good enough one today, I feel as if we should go with her, but I feel as if she doesn't add that much to the game. Like, all her choices seem to just be I don't know, not as strong as Tommy's or Dan's, if that makes sense. But we're just gonna hop straight into the new chapter, and this is called The Funeral. Oh no. That night, Linda got a phone. Oh no, it's gonna be like her mum or dad, isn't it? No. This is not what we needed.
Anne, I just got off the phone
with
Mom. She told me about Grandma Joe.
Oh, Grandma.
I know we expected it sooner rather than later, but this is hitting me so much harder than when Granddad died last year. Do you remember going to Grandma Joe's house after school on Wednesdays and playing until Mom got off work? How Grandma Joe always had a surprise for us, even if it was just cookies in the oven. She'd always time it so the whole house would smell like them when we got there. I hope the minister captures those little moments.
This is breaking my heart.
They don't seem as little now. I wish the circumstances were different, but it will still be good to see you at the funeral. What am I saying? You probably won't even get this until after the funeral. I guess I just needed to write anyway. Love, Linda.
Oh my goodness, I want to give Linda a big hug. She sounds like her heart is breaking. Mark the 21st of this month on your calendars. For one day only, watch the world-famous Fighter 5 as they scream across the sky. Witness death-defying feats of flying in a display unlike anything you've ever seen. Guaranteed to blow you away. Don't miss it. So I'm guessing, yeah, that's Tommy's. And that's probably going to collide with the funeral or something like that. But you know what? Even if he wants to go there, we're going to go to the funeral. Dan, big news. Got a call from Bracket Books in Eugene, and they want you to do a reading from the Wind Song. Maybe even some Q&A, some book signings, all that good stuff. I think you should do it. In fact, I'm going to be pretty pissed if you don't. Bracket is a big outlet, so if this goes well, orders for the new book will definitely go up. I don't need to remind you how long it's been since Tramer's Way came out. If you don't keep your name out there, no one will even notice when you finish the new book, whatever it's called. Hell, speaking of the new one, why don't you read some of it too? Maybe the second chapter you sent me last month. That one was pretty good. Bracket Books, Eugene, the 21st. See you there. Paul. P.S. I know you know the long game, right? Nailing this one could mean a bigger advance on the next book. So that's probably gonna collide with the funeral as well. Damn it. Why does this happen? You can't miss a funeral. Well, I guess you could, but I feel mean. Call Paul first thing tomorrow morning. Any possible way to move it? Is this thing announced yet? Okay, so he definitely wants to move it because of the funeral. Hopefully they'll be able to move it. I hope to God, because hearing Linda's voice just broke me. Let's read her thoughts. She knew I loved her. Let's explore her memories. We already read that. There she is, so let's go listen to what she has to say. Oh, no, we didn't mean to do that.
So much for a choco. I wish I hadn't done so much research to find sites and trails, because now I keep catching myself daydreaming about them instead of working. I still need to get out of the house. I've done the Ridge Trail probably 15 times now. It hardly seems worth it anymore. Finding new spots is half the point.
I guess tomorrow I'll check in town and see if there's a local guidebook or ranger office. Maybe there's something I haven't found yet. Something nearby is still better than nothing.
Okay, so she wants to get out of the house, and she's pretty sad that they didn't go to Ochoko. I completely slaughtered the pronunciation of that in my last video, but now I know how to say it at least. Oh, Linda. I feel so sorry for her. Oh.
I walked out to the bluff to remember Grandma Jo and say goodbye. And on the way back, I started thinking about what it really means to have a family, to make that your focus. She seemed to take such joy in being surrounded by her family, providing for them, taking care of them. I hope I never took that for granted. When I got back to the house, a question hit me that I can't get out of my head. What will Tommy think about Dan and me when he gets older? And what if Tommy has kids of his own? I can't even begin to think of myself as a grandmother. I haven't even been a mother for that long, and I'm still feeling my way through what it means to be a good one. At least I'll always have an example. I miss you, Grandma Jo, and I'll never forget you. I promise.
Oh, this is gonna make me cry. Linda. Let's read her thoughts. He needs to call and buy a ticket if he's coming to the funeral. Oh. The Mac Academy is expensive, but Tommy is talented. Why do you keep going on about the Mac Academy?
Just be here for me.
Lynn, I'm so sorry. Tell me what I can do.
Oh my goodness. Dan, I'm sorry, but we have to go. The funeral is my main thing in this episode. I know Linda usually annoys me, but she's making me cry.
I could tell Linda and Tommy were disappointed, but I wouldn't have been any fun on vacation anyway. Too stressed about getting to the finish line. I did try to have a little fun with the bonfire, which could have been described as roaring, for a good 30-minute period anyway. Getting out of the house turned out to be a good idea, too. Spending the night on the beach reminded me of a church retreat we did back in 7th grade. The smell of the bonfire gave me such a strong memory of a crush I had on Jenny something. Or was it Jennifer? I can't remember. But I do remember those flushed schoolboy emotions. I think I can use those for the scene at the dance.
Okay, so he got an idea, which is good. We have found everything in his memory, so let's exit there. And we'll read his thoughts for the final clue. Do some serious work on that chapter first. No!
Gotta be able to move it.
No. We are going to that funeral. I don't care what you say. Let's explore Tommy's memories. There's nothing in there. Let's check in here. Here we go.
Is she in heaven?
I'm sure she is.
Oh. Oh my god, he's so cute. I hope she's in heaven too. She sounds like a good grandma. Here's his drawing with him and his dad. Yep. The standard Tommy drawing. So let's exit his memory and look for more clues. We've looked in here, so let's go check upstairs in his room and stuff like that. Is there anything? Nope, there doesn't seem to be. Tommy, where are your clues, dude?
Hey, Mom.
Are they in here? What's this?
Most of you here knew my grandmother. For those who didn't, I truly wish you had. She was an example for all of us. Her warmth, her caring, and her smile were impossible to forget. It's still hard for me to believe she's gone. Without her, the world is...
Oh my god, this is heartbreaking, this chapter. I feel as if I'm actually going to cry, and I don't cry over games that often. I don't know, my biggest thing is when I hear someone who's upset, and if I hear a cry.
Oh no. Joe's funeral's the same day as the signing in Eugene.
Of course it is.
And Paul says they can't move it. He'll understand if I bail because he knows Linda, but Grovefield is a different story. They won't give a damn why I missed it. They'll just get a memo and put it in a spreadsheet somewhere and write me off just a little bit more. And it's not just the timing. If I do the reading, I've got to get that chapter in shape. It's not even remotely ready for anyone to see it. Can't worry about what Paul says. He's my agent. He's supposed to stroke me. And what about Tommy?
Ugh.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, bud.
Why is everything on the same day? Why does this happen? We still need to find more clues for Tommy. Is there any in his room? On his walls? No, that was there before. Tommy, where is this damn last clue, kiddo? Like, seriously. Oh, is it this drawing here? Yeah. Oh, it's him with an astronaut. Read Tommy's thoughts. Come here, bud. I'm about to read your thoughts. The magazine says there are gonna be tons of planes. Okay. So, I'm definitely gonna go with Linda. I said that from the start. Hearing her voice break like that in tears is terrible. So, we're gonna get Dan to call and buy a ticket for to get to the funeral. And I think we'll probably compromise with Dan because he does need to do some work. But the fact that it's gonna clash and I feel, as a human being, I feel, whoa. As a human being, I feel as if we need to go for Linda's. So we're gonna go to the telephone and get Dan to call because yeah. So select the phone. Selecting the phone will choose Linda's resolution for this chapter. Dan and Tommy will be disappointed. However, if you've discovered Dan or Tommy's desired outcome, you'll be able to find a compromise. Yep, we're gonna choose it. I'm sorry, Dan, but to me, personally, the funeral comes before anything else. Like, just being there for Linda definitely comes before anything else. Let's see if we can find, here we go, here's one. The Diary of Kay Williams, May 19th, 1952. I have decided, and I am sure of my decision. I do not know which is right or wrong, only that my choice is my own. It took 3 days alone, letting whatever calming influence is here, for I am sure there is something, guide my thoughts. I thought about Jay, and talked with Jay in my mind, and I know that this is right. I cannot think about the path not taken, only the one ahead. Please, 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 don't do anything reckless. Please. I can't handle another death in this story. Like, at all. Where's this? There's normally another notebook. Is it down here? Have I just missed it? That's the one we just read. There's not one in here. Is there one out here that I missed? No, that's the magazine. That's the air show. We don't want... Sorry, Tommy, but we aren't going to go to the air show. Feel bad saying that, but, you know, it's not that important. What's important is trying to get this book finished and the funeral. I hope they do tricks. Oh, he really wants to go, doesn't he? And now I feel like the mean person telling him that he can't do something. Maybe that was the, select the chapter. Yeah, here we go. Selecting the chapter will choose Dan's compromise for this chapter. Yep, we're gonna select that. Oh, I do not want to see how this works out. Tommy's gonna be so sad, and I hate when he's sad, and this darn chapter was already emotional enough for me as it is. Oh, come on. This is a short part, but I guess we're gonna whisper to Dan. I love how it says what you should do. What you should do. Dan couldn't bear the thought of Linda going to the funeral alone, so he bought a ticket and flew to Denver with her. The funeral was hard for Linda, but having Dan there made it easier to bear, They stayed up late the night of the funeral as Linda told Dan stories, and they talked of maybe being grandparents one day themselves. Oh, cute. Dan talked Paul into a compromise. He would work on the chapter and send it to Paul as soon as he could. Then Paul would try to talk to Brackett into including an expert in their quarterly in-store preview. But it wouldn't have the same effect as a personal appearance. Oh, when Dan told Tommy they wouldn't be able to go to the show, Tommy had a crying fit and tried to tear up the magazine. It worried his parents. He hadn't thrown a fit like that for almost a year. It was exactly the kind of thing they'd hoped to avoid by spending the summer in such a quiet, peaceful place. Poor Tommy. I'm sorry, Tommy. I didn't mean to do that, but I felt like we had to. Okay, so that's the end of this part, guys. Sorry if I wasn't like all energetic and stuff, but I felt like that chapter really touched me, and hearing Linda's like voice break in that chapter just made me really emotional. Actually, my eyes like started welling up at one point, and I kind of sped through it, but that's only because I knew what I wanted to do. Like, I knew that Linda was the focus on that one, and it did seem to bring them together, which was a good thing. I feel bad for Tommy, but you know, kids have to learn these sometimes, that it's not all about them. But yeah, that's the end of this part. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. Your support is awesome and so cool, and thank you for watching me, even giving me the time of day and my channel the time of day. It's awesome. You guys are great and you make me smile and make me happy, so thank you so much for that. I will speak to you all in my next video. Bye guys!